Some skiers look at standard park features. He keeps testing how long rails can go. Jesper won Olympic slopestyle bronze in Beijing 2022 with a run stacked with creative rail tricks on one of the most technical courses ever built. He had already claimed the overall World Cup slopestyle title 8 years earlier, proving he could dominate a full season, not just single clips. By then his name already meant creativity on rails. Let's trace how a kid from Östersund ended up redefining what a rail can be. Jesper grew up in Östersund, Sweden, skiing from early childhood with his family and spending winters in nearby Aar. As a teenager, he gravitated toward freestyle, winning F3 Rookie of the Year in 2011 and being named Best Rail Skier of the Year the same season. From then on, rails were where he pulled clear of other juniors. Rails quickly became the terrain that defined him. By 2013, he was already on the World Championship stage, setting up an Olympic cycle that would test his contest skiing on a far bigger platform. In the 2013-14 season, he entered the Avias Freestyle Skiing World Cup as a slopestyle specialist. Across that winter, he stacked results consistently enough to win the overall World Cup slopestyle title, placing third in the overall freestyle standings. That meant he was delivering big runs again and again on different courses around the world. Consistency under pressure became part of his record. The same form carried him to the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, where he made his Olympic slopestyle debut, missed the final, and gathered the kind of experience that would shape later Games appearances. After Sochi, Cheddar's attention moved beyond standard park layouts. He began working on rail ideas that did not exist in regular resorts, often with film crews and dedicated builders helping turn sketches into real features. These projects gave him space to design custom setups with gaps, redirects, and unusual angles, treated as controlled experiments in what could actually be sky. Clips from these sessions started circulating widely, making his name closely tied to experimental rail builds. Those custom-built rails turned into his working laboratory. That experimental phase set the stage for a single feature that would push both design and commitment much further. In 2014 and 2015, he also brought his park skills into the streets of Bad Gastein, Austria, at Red Bull Play Streets, an urban slopestyle event routed through the town center. After taking third in 2015, he returned in 2017 and won, linking features between buildings, over roads, and downstair sets. The course forced high-speed moves through narrow channels with walls and balconies close on either side, turning a town into a compact race line. Urban streets became a downhill rail course. That win showed his filmed creativity could hold up when the clock, the crowd, and the judges all lined up around a single run. Parallel to competitions, he launched the Unrealistic Video Project, premiering a park edit built entirely around unusual rails and transfers. The first film showed him spinning onto multi-level rails, redirecting between features, and using side hits most riders would ignore. The whole park looked more like a set of challenges than a normal slopestyle line, and the clips spread widely across freeskiing circles. Unrealistic turned a park into a puzzle of lines. The success of the concept led to Unrealistic 2.0 in 2019, with even more intricate, hand-built features and a behind-the-scenes film showing how much trial each trick required before it finally worked. In another project, Jesper Games Show, he combined rail skiing with obstacles inspired by Japanese television game shows. The course included elements like a triple elbow spider rail, roughly 24 meters long, rings of fire, and other stunt-style setups. One feature reportedly took around 60 consecutive attempts to complete a full run from top to bottom, turning repetition into part of the story. The obstacles followed logic from stunt courses more than ski parks. By treating rails like moving parts in a game course, he pushed his image further away from conventional contest skiing and toward full-scale feature design that audiences would remember. Closer to home in Åre, he built Jesper's Forest, a tree run adapted from an old summer bike track. Over one winter, he turned the path into a dense freestyle line, with tree taps, log rails, and stream gaps all linked into a continuous run. Filmed largely in his local woods, the edit contrasted the industrial look of park metal with natural trunks in terrain, but kept the same precision on every hit. Trees and streams became functional rail extensions. The forest line proved his rail-focused approach could leave the park entirely and still feel like a single connected run that matched his filmed projects. Even while these experiments grew, Jesper remained a regular on the World Cup and Olympic circuit. He competed again at the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics in slopestyle, though mistakes kept him out of medal contention. The contest highlighted how small errors on one feature can erase a full season of preparation. Olympic courses added judging pressure to his technical style. He continued refining his rail sections within FIS events, setting up a later return to the Games with more experience, more creativity, and a clearer competition strategy. In May 2022, back in Åre, he set up one of his most ambitious builds, a straight rail more than 150 meters long for a world record attempt. The goal was to break the Guinness World Record for longest rail grind on skis, previously held at just under 129 meters. He needed high entry speed to jump onto the rail and stay balanced for the entire length, with no chance to step off once locked in. The rail stretched farther than a football pitch. Over 3 days and 127 attempts, he finally slid the full 154.49 meters, earning official recognition from Guinness World Records and coverage that carried the clip far beyond core freeskiing. Just months earlier, at the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics, Jesper had already reached a career milestone by taking bronze in men's freeski slopestyle. His final run leaned heavily on imaginative rails, including technically demanding transfers on a multi-option top section that many riders chose to simplify. In a high-pressure final, he managed to put down a complete run when others struggled to link every feature. An Olympic medal validated his unconventional approach inside strict rules. The podium placed his name permanently in Olympic history while still leaving space for further experiments away from contests and standard parks. After the record rail, he kept exploring new constructions. In 2024, again in Åre, Jesper completed the world's first open-loop rail slide, a loop with the top removed, leaving a 3-meter gap that required him to fly through upside down before reconnecting with steel. Reports noted it took 42 attempts to ride the feature clean from start to finish, once again turning repetition into part of the project. The loop design turned missing rail into the main hazard. The project showed that even after Olympic success and a world record, he was still designing rails that no resort park would ever install and treating risk as a problem to be engineered around. By 2023, he returned to Red Bull Play Streets and secured a second win on the same steep streets of Bad Gastein, becoming a multi-time champion there. The urban course had evolved with new features but kept its narrow drops and wall-lined landings. His familiarity with complex, creative rails translated again into a leading run under night lights, with the town once more functioning as a vertical park. An urban slopestyle event became a recurring proving ground. Repeating the victory underlined how his signature style could deliver not just once, but across multiple editions of the same demanding event. Outside headline projects, Cheddar's clips often show him treating everyday resorts as prototypes. His public edits include lines in Stockholm, Scandinavian team battles, and late-season park laps where he tests transfers or odd angles that might later grow into full-scale features. Viewers see small ideas first, then months or years later, a larger version built into a dedicated project. Resort laps become sketches for future builds. That steady experimentation, combined with structured training for World Cups and X Games, helps explain how he keeps introducing never-seen-before rail ideas that still hold up under official judging. More recently, his competition results have included podiums beyond slopestyle, such as an X Games Knuckle Huck bronze at Aspen 2024, where riders launch off the knuckle of a big jump with improvisational tricks. The event favors creativity and line choice over rigid formula, aligning neatly with his strengths in unusual takeoffs and landings. Even contest rules are shifting toward his strengths. Together with his projects, these results frame him not just as a rail specialist, but as a broader influence on how freeski events are designed and what features future riders might expect to see. Over more than a decade, Jesper Cheddar's path has moved from junior rail awards to World Cup titles, Olympic medals, and Guinness records, but the constant thread is construction, building, modifying, and rethinking rails, whether in forests, city streets, or on loop structures in the high mountains. His legacy so far is measured less in trophy counts than in the length, shape, and improbability of the features he has already proved skiable, and in how normal park setups now look different after his projects. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.